Hi Slayers, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Eileen, and in today's video we are going to be decorating my Canon G7x Mark II. This is my cute little baby camera that I love to take around with me everywhere, and today I want to decorate it kind of like if you've seen them on Pinterest. I'll put up a couple examples because I love the way it looks and also because I love decorating my tech. I don't know if you've seen my iPod video, but I love to decorate iPods, Kindles, any piece of tech that I own, and so today I went out and got some stickers, and I will be stickering it up, bedazzling it, changing out the wrist strap, and yeah, I'm just really excited to be doing this. A little background about this camera. I love it, and I bought it off of some dude from Facebook Marketplace for $300, which is a pretty good price for this camera. A lot of people like to upsell it for like $500, $600, and let me just tell you, you should not buy that. I owned one of these cameras previously, and I made the mistake of buying it for $500 off of eBay. I mean, it was in pretty good condition. It was practically new, so there was not a lot of regret about it, but at the time, I also think the prices were a little bit more inflated, but still, when I think about that, I'm a little bit like, yikes, I should have waited for the price to come down a little bit. So $300 for this camera is pretty good. Even though it's a camera from 2016, it's still kind of like the gold standard for influencer cameras. A lot of influencers love to use it, and I love to use it too. I also love to use it for concert photography if you're not allowed to bring in like your big concert camera, because they're usually allowed if they don't have a detachable lens, and then that way you can get pretty high quality photos even if you're like towards the back or something. So that's how I took photos of Chapel Roan, which is a little TikTok I made that I love those photos so much, even though they're like kind of blurry and I was pretty far back for that concert. I also took pictures of Fall Out Boy with it, and I feel like the quality turns out so much better than iPhone quality. Okay, so I know I mentioned that I've had different versions of this camera. Let me tell you, I've had two. So this is my third Canon G7x Mark II. So the first one I got, and I went on a walk on the beach with my uncle. He told me to stand by a rock and take a picture, so I did. And at that moment, he was like, "Don't worry, I won't let you get wet." At that moment, the biggest, fastest wave came, totally soaked me all the way through and soaked my camera, and it did not turn on after that, and it was very sad, and I had just gotten it then, so it was pretty sad, but he bought me a new one because he felt bad. And the second one I loved so much, but one day I was just taking a picture on some carpet floor, and my Butterfinger self dropped it, and it fell on the open lens, and it was only like a 4-foot drop, but it still like hit the lens, and the lens got stuck inside of the camera body, and so then it stopped working, and it was really sad. And now it just sits on my shelf like a good self-deprecating reminder that I am very clumsy. So I let myself wait maybe a good 6 months, and then I finally bought this one, and I'm very excited. I was between this camera and the Sony Z7 I, and I went with the Canon because basically just because I found it cheaper, but the biggest thing for me with the Sony ZV-1 is that it doesn't have a flash, and I really like to take those like candid flash pictures. I just think they come out so cute, and even though the ZV-1 has like much better video quality, honestly I feel like this camera has really good video quality for what I use it for, and it's really portable and good to take with me. So if you're considering getting one, and you can find one for a cheap price, especially used, as long as you test it out beforehand, it should be good. So I always recommend buying used. This one in particular is a little bit more beat up than I normally see in Marketplace, which explains the price. It has some scratches and some like sticky buttons, but it works fine, it works well, and so it's good with me, and I really like it. And so yeah, I basically just wanted to really quickly give you a couple of specs of what this camera can do. So it can shoot raw photos, which is really helpful when you're editing to make sure that you get the best quality and the best colors, and you have a lot more flexibility when you shoot in RAW. It also does not have 4K, but it does have 1080p video, which is standard HD. I feel like it looks great. The Sony ZV-1 does have 4K, but it also is a little bit more expensive, and honestly I don't use 4K a lot. I have a more professional camera, it doesn't shoot 4K either, and I don't ever feel like I really need it or that I'm missing something. If I was doing things a little bit more professionally instead of just like, you know, some content, then perhaps I would want the 4K more, but for now it was a great price, and it shoots great videos, and it's much better than iPhone quality, which at the end of the day is what I was aiming for. It also has a really good zoom range. I believe it's the equivalent of like a 24 to 100 millimeters, which is really great, and it has a lower aperture, and the aperture stays pretty low, so you get that nice blurred background even in like the widest settings, which is nice. And yeah, this is basically the final product. I hope you enjoyed me yassifying it. I thought it was so fun. I know it's kind of like loud and girly, but I don't really care. I think it's cute. I love to like decorate things, and maybe I'll decorate some other tech in the future. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye!